Here is what matters: understanding how a master forged a complete combat system from war, survival, and hard training. This is not theory. This is the path of Grandmaster Olaf Simon. Your training begins not in a dojo but in the crucible of survival. Olaf Simon started martial arts at 6 years old in East Prussia, but his real education came during World War II. As a teenager, he served briefly in the German army, was captured by Soviet forces, and sent to a Siberian prisoner of war camp. He escaped and made a perilous journey through Mongolia. This experience shaped his entire philosophy. Combat is not sport. It is survival. Every technique must work when you are exhausted, cold, and desperate. You cannot afford flowery movements. You need mechanics that function under extreme stress. This is the foundation of practical combatives: no wasted motion, no reliance on strength alone. Simon carried this lesson into every system he later studied. When Simon immigrated to Canada in 1960, he found structured martial arts through American Kenpo. He trained under Sandra LaRose, one of Ed Parker's earliest black belts. Here, you learn the core of Parker's system: rapid-fire chain punching, efficient trapping, and practical defenses against grabs and weapons. This system was designed for modern self-defense, not tournament points. Parker himself had blended judo, boxing, and Chinese kenpo to create something street-effective. Simon absorbed this fully. He opened his first studio in Calgary in 1961, and his demonstrations became legendary: multiple attackers, live weapons, real applicability. In 1970, he shattered 1,270 pounds of ice with a single bare-arm blow on national television. That is not showmanship. That is proof of structure and power generation. Despite his mastery of Kenpo, Simon identified limitations. The linear movements, while effective, lacked fluidity. He sought to reconnect with the deeper Chinese roots from which Kenpo had originated. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, he traveled to China and Taiwan to train directly with Shaolin monks. This was not a tourist visit. He immersed himself in the foundational elements of Shaolin Kung Fu, the 5 animal styles: Qigong for internal conditioning and Chin Na for joint locks and throws. You must understand, this was not about replacing his Kenpo. It was about layering. He kept the practical core of rapid hand combinations and timing drills, but now executed them with circular body mechanics and rooting power. This is how you evolve a system: by adding depth without discarding proven tools. The result was Temple Kung Fu, teaching Simon's hybrid systems known as Mo Pai and Pai Hu Shi, or White Tiger. This is a complete combat science. At its heart, the Shaolin 5 animal styles: Tiger for power and aggression, Crane for balance and precision, Dragon for fluid movement and grappling, Snake for speed and targeted nerve strikes, and Panther for explosive energy. These are not mystical concepts. They are movement principles you can train. The Kenpo core gives you the rapid hand combinations and timing drills, now refined with circular mechanics. The system is pressure-tested through sparring that blends karate's direct power with Kung Fu's adaptability. Weapons training teaches universal combat principles. This is not a collection of techniques. It is a framework for generating force, controlling distance, and adapting to any threat. Here is why this matters for your training. Simon's path shows you that effective combat systems are built, not inherited. You start with a solid foundation, in his case, Kenpo's practical self-defense. Then you identify gaps. For Simon, that was fluidity and internal mechanics, so he studied Shaolin to fill those gaps. The result is a system that works in multiple ranges: striking, trapping, clinch, and ground. You can apply this same principle to your own training. Do not discard what works. Add layers. Test under pressure. Simon's students became instructors, fighters, and trainers across Canada, influencing even MMA and military combatives. His record-breaking icebreak is not a parlor trick. It demonstrates that proper body mechanics can generate enormous force. That is your takeaway: train mechanics, not mysticism. Study the path of those who built real systems. Learn from their synthesis, not their legend. Train the mechanics that work under pressure.